everyone, welcome or welcome back. I'm so excited and happy that you're here today because we're going to be doing one of my favorite videos to film for this channel, and that is my quarterly journal flip through. Of course, quarter 3 has come to an end, which is so crazy to think about, but I've filled up my journal quite well so far this year, and I just want to share all of the pages that I've made so far just to give you a little bit of inspo and a peek into my journal pages. Hopefully you guys see some pages that you also want to make for your journal, or maybe it's just fun to see what spreads I've been making lately. But yeah, I'm going to bring you guys over to my desk so we can get into all of these fun journal pages. So of course, I like to start all of my journals off with a vision board, so that's what this is here. Basically just collage all the photos that I want to represent my 2025 year. And then here we have my ins and outs for the year, and then this is actually a letter that I wrote to myself at the beginning of the year. I don't know if I should open it at the end of the year or maybe in a couple years. Let me know what you guys think. This is my reading tracker here, which I clearly have not filled out yet. I honestly forgot that I even made this, so I'm definitely going to have to get in here and fill this out. And then I also have a blank space for just continuing the table if I had more reads. This is my December recap. This ended up not fitting in my 2024 journal, so I just chucked it in here. This is a super simple spread, and you'll actually notice that I would say throughout the first quarter of the year, my pages were really minimal. That was kind of the style I was going with, and as the year went on, I kind of tried to incorporate more elements to my journal. I'm really happy with my style now, but these were still cute for the time. This is just a random little junk journal page that I did. Here is a spread that I did for my birthday dinner. The restaurant actually gave out a Polaroid, so that was perfect for my journal. This is a little 2025 media list type of page, so I did all of the books, movies, and shows that I wanted to get to in 2025. Shockingly enough, I haven't gotten to a lot of these yet. I'm just someone who really likes to mood read and mood watch things, so I definitely will get to some of these towards the end of the year, but we still have a ways to go. This is more so my birthday spread, so I have a card for my friend and then a few photos from when I celebrated. This is a little current favorites page where I just collage all the things that I'd been loving as well as music that I'd been listening to at the time. Here's my January recap spread. I like how I did the chapter 1 of 12 for the Receiptify playlist that I made. Also put in some music and movies that I'd been watching as well, which was fun. And then I read quite a few books, so I put that on this little clipboard element that I made. This page was inspired by Pinterest, so basically you just write down 25 things that you love and then collage them on the other side. This one's super fun to do, and it's also cool just to look back and see what things that you loved at this point of your life. This spread is also another like nostalgic one that I think I'll look back on a lot, but basically it is a vibes I bring to the function page, which was a little trend on Instagram, essentially just collaging a bunch of things that make you you. The style of this collage also inspired me so much for future pages in my journal, which is really cool to look back on. This is a little Valentine's Day spread that I did, collaged some photos from the evening. Here's a little spring mood board that I made as well, really colorful and florally. This is my February recap spread. Again, super simple and basic, but I do love the addition of the map that I put in here. This was inspired by a like TikTok filter that I saw. Basically, you just select all the things that you would bring on a picnic, and I kind of wanted to recreate the same style as the vibes I bring to the function page with the cutout, so that's what I did here. I thought it came out pretty cute. This was also inspired by a little Instagram trend where basically you talk about or collage all of the things from your childhood that kind of represents how your allure started. So I just collaged a bunch of media and things that I loved when I was little. This was just so fun to reminisce on. This is another kind of like all about me type of spread. I basically put all of my favorite media essentially, as well as my other favorite things like my favorite food, favorite drink, and hobbies that I like to do. So this was a really fun spread to make. Would definitely recommend doing this more so as like an intro page of your journal. That could be really fun too. This is a like junky type of spread. Basically just put a bunch of extra photos and ephemera that I had had hanging around. This is a dream closet spread. I've been loving doing these kind of pages again recently, but basically I just collaged all of the sort of iconic pieces that I want to be a part of my wardrobe. And as you can see, I again was trying out that cutout style, which I've just been loving. This is one of my favorite spreads throughout my journal. I did a kind of like photo dumpy page here where I just put some random ephemera and pictures that I had. And then here is a what's in my bag spread where I just put in the classic little things and trinkets that I like to keep in my purse at all times. I don't know why I love these spreads so much. I just feel like the color scheme and the way that everything is laid out is just really, really cute. This is a spread from when I went antiquing. So we have some photos as well as some business cards. This is my March recap spread. Absolutely love the way that I laid this one out too. I just feel like I collage everything really nicely, and I had lots to talk about too, so I added in some doodles and writing, which I don't normally do in my spreads, but I really love the way it turned out. This is a little spring favorites page. I actually made this in partnership with Clean Journey, so of course added some of their products as well as other things that I had been loving during this season. This is kind of around the time where I became obsessed with using these little paper bags in the background of my spreads, so you guys will see these a lot from here on out. This was kind of like a weekend dump spread, so I just put in a bunch of photos that I had taken on this super busy weekend that I had. Also went with this really fun red monochromatic vibe, so that was cute too. Here's another like junky type of page, so I had a bunch of extra packaging that I stuck in here, and then some random photos that I had collected as well. This is my Easter spread that I did. I really love the colors in here, kind of like the pastel-y spring vibes were really tied in here with this business card and all of these cutesy little stickers that I put in too. This is kind of a random photo dumpy spread of all the walks that I had been on at the time, and then here we have a little mini summer vision board. I love this lemon scrapbook paper that I put in the background here. It's super cute. I think this is from Michael's, and then these pictures are just from my Pinterest board, so super cute. Here's my April little recap spread that I did. This is when I started kind of putting in my favorite like products that I had been into in that month as well. I thought that was a little fun addition to these monthly recaps. Also embracing the pink here. This is when I was kind of trying to start adding more color into my spread, so I think this was definitely a good start. This spread is so much fun. I basically just did a collage of only magazine cutouts. It was one of the prompts for the Artist's Way workbook, if you guys have heard of that. So yeah, I basically just flipped through a bunch of thrifted magazines and picked out some fun cutouts that I loved. I love how you can just find some of the coolest little images in magazines. It's like unlike anything you can find online sometimes, and just putting this together in itself was so much fun. Here's my Q1 recap that I did, and I actually loved this spread layout so much that I have been replicating this same type of spread throughout the other 2 quarters of the year. I just love the corkboard collage and then also the writing on one side. It's definitely different than what I normally do in my journal, so I think that's why I love it so much. But essentially, of course, as you can tell, I basically just recap all of my highlights from the quarter, kind of similar to that 25 things I love spread where I have the writing on one side and then the correlating photos on the other side. This is definitely an idea that I would recommend anyone to do, especially if you're not someone who keeps up with your journal a lot. This is a good way to recap a bunch of different events in one spread. More photo dump-esque pages, so we have some pictures and ephemera on this side, and then this is more of a like Pinteresty vision board spread. Here we have my summer vision board. I did a smaller one as you saw a few pages back, but this is kind of like my official one that I did. So I collaged a bunch of pictures from Pinterest and then of course added some fun stickers on top. This is definitely one of my busier spreads, but I do really like the way that this one turned out. This was a really fun idea that I had. It was kind of a trend on TikTok, I believe, where you would show a bunch of fun clips from your life and then say, almost forgot that this was the whole point. So I did that with some of my favorite photos that I have. And then here I collaged some pictures from an arcade night, which was really fun. Like I mentioned, I've been loving doing those outfit type of spreads. So I did this one, which was all about what I want to have in my capsule wardrobe. I actually just had like an ongoing list of this in one of my notebooks. And so I decided to turn that into a visual spread so I could see all of the different outfit pieces. This was so much fun to do. If you're someone who loves clothes like I do, I would definitely recommend making a page like this. And I love coming back to this spread also and just kind of like mentally checking off which pieces I've acquired. And of course, we have to have the paper bag in the background once again. This was a little kind of springtime trip that we went on, so I collaged some ephemera and photos that I had taken. Also, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I had been obsessed with stripes at this time of the year, so you might see that reoccurring in a lot of these next pages. Here's my May recap spread. This one was cute, more of a neutral vibe, but once again put in all of the like books and media that I had consumed, and then some of my favorite photos. I of course always have the Receiptify playlist in my spreads. I do get a lot of questions about these. I actually make these on a website called Receiptify. You can connect it to your Spotify account and auto-populate songs that have been on repeat, or you can customize it, which is usually what I do, so I can put in my own title and then my preferred list of songs. Here is my little sticker dump page. Oh my goodness, I love this spread so much, and if you are a sticker hoarder or if you have sticker anxiety, this is something that you absolutely have to make. I had so much fun doing this spread. I'd seen a lot of my friends on Instagram and TikTok do this, and so I finally decided to try it and I'm obsessed. I kind of want to do another one sometime soon, so stay tuned for that spread in my journal, but love this one so much. Basically, you just put in a bunch of stickers that you have. I also feel like this is a really fun way to visually just see all of the different types of stickers that I own, and it always of course ends up being super colorful and fun, so love this one. This is another one of my all-time favorite spreads. You guys have probably seen it before if you keep up with my videos, but basically I collaged a bunch of different things that I consider to be self-care. I actually made this spread in one of my videos on here, but this was so much fun to make. I love any type of spread I've noticed where I kind of have a mix of doodle slash writing with photos, and that's exactly what this page ended up being. It's really simple but also really fun visually and also to make, so this was definitely one of my favorites that I've made in this journal so far. These pages are quite random, but I basically just did a random ephemera slash junk collage on the left side here, and then I just collaged some of the media that I had been watching and reading at the time. So basically a like life update sort of spread, you could say. Here we have yet another one of my favorite spreads in this journal. This was also inspired by an Instagram trend, I believe. Basically, it's a saying that says, "I'm a girl who loves," and I collaged basically just all the things I'm obsessed with. You guys will notice that I do these types of spreads a lot. I just feel like it's really fun and something personalized that makes your journal feel like your own. So once again, I did that same little like cutout style of collaging and then doodling slash writing in it as well. So I just love the way that this turned out, and I love the pop of green and pinks everywhere throughout. I just feel like it's very me. This is my June recap spread. I really love how colorful and fun this one came out. The jean little wallpaper in the background I thought was super fun, and then of course, like I mentioned, I'd been doing my favorite products of the month in these spreads, so I added that in as well as my favorite photos and music. So this one was super cute and summery. Here's my Q2 recap. So once again, like I mentioned, I followed the same layout as Q1. So we have the corkboard little collage as well as the list of my highlights. I also really love this pastel-y little plaid background that I put on the right side here. Just super fun and cutesy for the springtime vibes. Here's a little July mood board that I did. Super pink and cutesy once again. That was kind of the vibe for the summertime for me. Basically just collage a bunch of summer pics that I had saved on my Pinterest. Mood boards are so much fun to do, and I definitely need to do them more so on a monthly basis like this one rather than just doing the seasonal kinds, just because it's a really quick and easy journal idea that always gets me excited for the month ahead. Here is just kind of some photo dumpy pages, some random pictures that I had collected in the summer I decided to put into a spread, so this one came out super fun. Here we're getting into some travel spreads since I had gone on vacation. So we went to Vegas, so of course I had lots of ephemera and photos collected, so I just collaged them all here. Obviously a super crazy busy type of page, but I really do love the way that this turned out. Sometimes it's fun to have a maximalist best style page, especially when I do a lot of simple pages normally. Just something different and fun to play with. Then I went to Halifax, so I have quite a few pictures and spreads from this trip. Here is one of the days where I put in a bunch of really fun ephemera that I collected. Love the map in the background as well here. Just super colorful and fun, along with the next spread here. More pictures and cutesy ephemera that I collected too. Travel pages are definitely some of the most fun to make just because there's so much collected ephemera, lots of possibilities on how to lay out the pages. So these ones were just so much fun to make. I of course have a video posted where I put all of these pages together if you guys are curious to see what the process was like. But yeah, these were super summery and fun to make, so we love these. Here's a spread I did for my best friend's bachelorette party. I found this really cute little menu at one of the tastings that we did, and I just loved the color scheme. It went with the theme perfectly, so of course I did all of the photo collaging on the right side here to kind of match with that vibe. And I love all the stickers that I used here as well. These are from Alexis Prince posters. They're just so perfect and cute for the summertime. More kind of summery pages. So this was sort of a junky dump on both sides. Just a bunch of extra ephemera and receipts that I'd collected in the end of the summer. Of course, I did a Summer I Turned Pretty spread. I feel like everyone was obsessed with this show, and so of course I was too, and had to make a spread about it. This little background piece here is actually one of those paint samplers that I got from the hardware store. Pro tip, get a bunch of these for your journal. They're perfect for backgrounds of pages like this. But yeah, the spread was super fun to make. I don't love the layout of it, but I love the photos, so that makes up for it. Now we're getting into the fall themed spread. So this was my autumn mood board that I made. Basically just picked out some of my favorite pictures from Pinterest and collaged it, of course. The color scheme I feel like that I use here is absolutely perfect for fall, and I love how I still added in a few pops of color despite how neutral it all is. Then we have my August recap spread. This one was really simple. I think it's because I made such a thick border around the edges, but I do love the pop of pinks and color that we have in this spread. So yeah, this one's cute, and of course I love to add those little doodles and writing in it too. I honestly really don't like this spread, but it was all about how I fill up my cup, which was another kind of Instagram trend, I believe. I love the concept of this. I just don't love the way that I laid out the photos. I feel like I could have done something a little bit more interesting, but as an idea, I think that this is a really fun page. Here's my fall media list. I love the way this looks, once again, with the doodles in the background, as well as the way that I collage everything. It's just so much fun. Would definitely recommend doing media list pages like this, especially if you're someone who has a really long list of movies and shows and books that you want to get to. It's good to just conceptualize it into one spread. This is another one of my all-time favorite spreads. I don't know why. I just feel like I filled in every negative space with something, so that's probably why. But on the left side here, we have a little fall essential spread where I just collaged a bunch of different things that I feel like are necessary for the autumn season. And then on the right side, we just kind of have a photo dumpy page, put in a photo booth strip that I had, as well as some cute photos and some fun stickers as well. Just both of these spreads as a whole is giving very autumnal vibes, which I obviously love. Here is a like junk slash photo dump spread. We have some really fun ephemera that I had kept, and then of course some extra photos that I wanted to collage somehow. This one's also super fun. This little like Chili's utensil holder thing that they gave us was perfect, especially because, like I mentioned, I love using the little paper bags in the background of my pages, so this kind of fits the vibe of my journal really well. And lastly, we've made it to my Q3 recap spread. I feel like for some reason the corkboard looks really different than my other ones, but I absolutely love the way that this turned out. I, of course, like I mentioned, do the corkboard collage and then write down all of my highlights for the quarter. So I feel like I had extra to write about this time, but it all somehow fit, and I think it came out really cute. But that is how I've filled up my journal so far this year. Crazy to think that we only have one more quarter of the year left. I definitely will do a final flip through of this journal at the year's end, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for sitting with me as I flipped through all of my pages in my journal so far. Let me know if you guys saw any pages that you would like to make in your journal, or what your journal journey has been like so far this year, and I will see you in my next video.